All right, again, it is 7 o'clock Chicago time, and you are now listening to Intellectual Radio, Candid Talk Radio, where I am your current co host, Brother Jackson, aka Christopher Free Black Man Jackson, Snidely Whiplash, Dick Dastardly, whatever you want to call me. Just don't call me late for dinner. Don't know who's going to be here with me tonight. I think Tasha's on her way upstairs. I'm not sure if Chris is coming, but we're going to get it in and get it cracking. What's going on, Brother Lewis? One of the things we've been dealing with has been a lot of this, what's been going on in the news lately. They're talking about the entertainers who were paying for grades and scamming colleges and universities. I just recently saw a guy, he was getting $10,000 per test he took. And yes, he was getting $10,000 per test. And I saw, what bothers me is that it's not the fact that people were conning and swindling to get in school. What bothers me is the outrage that a lot of Black folk want to have behind it. See, those of us who are over 40, remember when they used to have the Iowa test and the TAB test. You knew good and well you wasn't reading at a 10th grade level, but you put that down on the paperwork. You put that down there for your kids. You put that down there for your for your test, like you were a scholar. You still using conversate. You still using mouth with an F, and you have issues with that. See, you can't file your cousin's kids on your taxes, but then be hollering and screaming about what somebody doing with grades in the university. I mean, you were a C- student most of your life, so you act like somebody got past you and kept you out of Harvard. Stop it. You can barely get into the silly college, so don't start playing them games right there. I'm still upset about this mess they're doing with Michael Jackson and everything that they have to talk about. The fact that the man is dead, and it always turns into a situation about when you want to bring up that R. Kelly or these priests or Weinstein. Harvey and his brother were doing wrong, but let's deal with, as I've always said, the accountability. We don't like to have accountability in the things that we do or the things we've allowed to be done. Remember, I said before, that was Mr. Jim that got you those K-Swiss and that Coach bag. Your mama didn't buy that for you, but you told her, you got it on sale. It was on clearance. That was a $300 bag, that little clutch. I remember all of that when I was growing up. So, you said you barely got by. You graduated high school by the skin of your teeth, when it really was the skin in that skirt when you were sitting in the front row. That's how your teacher passed you. You know what you were doing. A lot of y'all act like you were just, you were just sinless in high school. You had that friendly tale all your life. Now you over 40 and you want to be glass case, but you've been living clearance rack for so long. Stop it. So I wish I had a telephone. We can get some call-ins. We can make it happen. Oh, we got a phone? We got a call in? Well, anybody want to call in? You got something on your mind you want old Otis to talk about? It's 708-223-8953 if you want to have something dealt with. I can help you solve all your problems. All you got to do is listen. At any rate, getting ready to make this move down to Texas for an event in a few weeks. My home away from home. Let's see. Yeah, I said clearance rack. You know, as I ask women all the time, I said, you never went to Family Dollar to buy your panties. You go to Vicky's Secret, so you go to Pink. You know, clearance rack, people handle it any kind of way. But when you glass case, those are items you don't even have to ask how much they cost. You just walk in and say, let me get 2 of those right there. You know, so that's how things happen. So y'all hold fast. My host and co-hosts are coming in the room. Need to get some estrogen in the room soon. How do? And so as they get settled in, Tasha is here. Lena Horne is on her way in, looking like a small bottle of Pepto-Bismol, but she is here. Well, as I say, I thought Willie was coming with you today.
You know what? He's with Lori Lightfoot.
Okay.
I'm trying to get them both.
Oh, okay. Well, I opened the floor up and I was waiting on a phone call. I was talking about this college and university admission scams is going on out there and how people in such an outrage, but they wasn't mad when they was doctoring the books on them Iowa and tab tests when we was in school.
When we was in school, that's all old news. They trying to bring
they ain't talking about nothing new.
They've been doing
Yeah.
What happened is that these people just get caught. But this has been
exactly. It's always been going on. You know, this they said this man, one of the guys that was taking the test, was getting 10 grand a test. 10 grand a test. You couldn't get a 9-piece with lemon pepper fried hard with mild sauce on the side to take a test. That is just brilliance. That's pure brilliance. I call that pimping at its finest. Pimping at its finest.
Anybody need their kids SAT or ACT test? Call me.
But see, it's been going that way with athletes and stuff for years. You know, so yeah, they did send a lady to jail because she used a fake address to send her son to school. You know, I remember.
Did they do something like that with LeBron James' mom back in the day?
No, they knew that she was a manager at one of those fast food spots, and she went in there and got that. Yeah, she got a Range Rover or something, but she went to the car lot and said that, you know, my son is LeBron James. They said pick out whatever you want. That's when she got him that Hummer, that tricked out Hummer. Yeah, no, actually. Yeah, well, that's when she got him that tricked out Hummer for his birthday. But so it's Thirsty Thursday, I guess. I just said Thirsty Thursday. You know, as every time I come in, I'm always hearing relationship stuff and the abundance of single women and what have you, and everything that's going on with them, and you know, having, you know, in order to find out something, in order to really see something in life, you have to have some type of description. You know, I use that reference a lot. If someone came in here fully masked and clothed and robbed us all at gunpoint, and the police say, well, what did he look like? We couldn't tell them because
they'd be disappointed
because we don't know what to tell them.
But they're gonna be mad as hell.
But when you're able to describe what someone looks like, you can give it in full detail. And that's what happens when you're in some type and looking for some relationship. You really don't know what a man looks like because you never saw one in full detail. You saw a representative of a male.
Not working,
I hear you.
This is not working.
Oh,
Nothing but static.
And so
Stick them all the way in.
uh
Stick it in the hole.
that's perfect. That's
Stick it in the
perfect.
hole.
That's perfect. You still fiddling with it. That's why it's not gonna work. You
She
still
don't know how to
fiddling
put
with
it
she
in the
don't know how to
hole.
get it in there. That's yeah. That's
Hey,
why
Corbina. Hey,
that's
Nick.
why Mr. don't know where you at now. So
Hey, Michelle. Before we start, I got a little like to give prayers and condolences out to Natasha Bledsoe and family. You guys know Natasha is on here with us every week. Her mom passed away today. So, Nicole, we love you, and our prayers and condolences to you and your family. Like to also give prayers and condolences to my girl Latoria Robinson and her family. We've been together since Head Start, and her cousin, who was a police officer, was killed today. I forgot what state it's in, but she lost her cousin today. So like to give prayers and condolences out to the Robinson family and the Bledsoe family. Love you guys. And also prayers and condolences to my little big baby sister, Jackie Robinson. She's been feeling under the weather. So just want her to get well. And yeah, that's about it. Hey, Jamar. Hey, Tamara. Nick. Corbina. So yes, okay, Chris, you may continue. Hey, Kimberly Mohead. Hey, girl, haven't seen you in forever.
oh well I was
Arkansas.
basically done.
She was murdered in Arkansas. Thank you, Nick.
Yeah, I was basically done. You know, if you all had something on your mind that you wanted to discuss.
Well,
or
that
expound
was my
on.
whole thing of expounding on the college scandal because, of
Mhm.
course, like we stated, that has been going on forever. But I feel like now they're going to come after, because remember they made the big thing about Puffy's son getting that scholarship to
Yeah, Puffy's son. USC was one of the schools.
Was USC, right?
Yeah. USC was one of the schools. How did he get a scholarship? And the man could pay his way. He could pay his way to school, you know. But a lot of kids, a lot of them had got scholarships. I mean, Johnny Manziel came from money. It's a lot of people that came from money, and you know, what got scholarships to schools. They, you know, it's when you getting a full free ride.
Mm-hmm.
That's based off of your academics.
Stephanie.
You know, that's based off of your academics.
Right.
When you can't get the full free ride, the academics and athletics, you know, then you have to pay.
Well, I guess that's where the problem came up because Lori Laughlin daughters were part of the rowing team and they had never rowed nowhere. I guess that's where it came from. They had an athletic scholarship, but were not part of the rowing team. The only rowing they got the girls on was the picture that they sent in with the application with them on a rowing exercise machine, but not on the real rowing boats out in the ocean where they do all that stuff for hours. And they got a full athletic scholarship.
There wasn't enough sufficient investigation. That's all.
So, I mean, a lot of our athletes go to school on full scholarship with people taking the ACT and the SCTs for them. By the way, if anybody still need me to take the ACT or the SAT, I'll take your ACT for you about 15 grand and your SAT for about 10.
See,
hit a sister up.
This is what happens when you don't know. When I've always told you, people always overpricing their stuff.
Look, I got a 27 on mine, so y'all
26, a 26 will get you in Duke.
Hey,
Jabari had a 25.
27 on
she
mine.
Got a 27, but the 36
and on my
is perfect.
And on my SAT,
and I knew two twins. So I knew two twins that were at Brooks.
Hey, Melanie,
who got a 31.
Hey,
but she got a 13.
Prices. I'm telling you, my
she
prices.
Says she got a 1350 on the SAT. You get 700 just to put your name down there. 1400 is average.
Hey, Sister Toyin.
Y'all let this C- student take your SATs if you want to.
He just so mad because he don't even know what the ACT or the SAT stand for.
You're gonna be in jail.
Like I said,
I know what SAT. I know what SAT means. It means he sat down and act up. I know what ACT means.
Hit your sister up if y'all need somebody to take the score. Y'all test
10 grand to take your test.
Now, since she wants to be disrespectful, you know,
Lord.
Here he comes. Here he comes.
Morgan Park was never above Lindblom in any era.
You a lie.
Hers or mine.
You are a lie.
It was always Whitney Young, Lane Tech, and Lindblom.
Was a
scholastically.
School. Yes.
Well, let's ask.
And you want to know why? Because we had the gifted kids. Now here comes.
No.
From
I'm sorry.
8th grade.
I'm
so
sorry.
Don't even play those
The
roles.
gifted kids were at Morgan Park Academy.
No,
That's
they were
not
not.
the school.
They were not.
I
We
don't
were
know
at
nothing
Morgan
about
Park.
Morgan
We
Park.
don't even play
Okay.
it.
Or
Morgan Park had 7th and 8th grade gifted students.
Where
don't even
is
play
Morgan
it.
Park Academy at?
It's up the street, but we had the gifted students. Nobody was paying
most
no
of the time
$10,000
when
for their
you
kids
say
to go to the academy.
Everything you said in front of that meant nothing.
Went
I
out
didn't
the
say
window.
but. I didn't say but. I said
All
Morgan
I
Park
asked was
Academy
where was the
up the
academy?
street, and it's up the street. But we
Was
had
it
the
not-
gifted program at Morgan Park High School.
Do you notice her getting in her octaves?
No, there's
because
no
she wants to
octaves.
defend. She said we had, like
No,
she was
they're
a part
still
of
there.
that. Were you in the gifted class?
Yes, I was.
Did your mama work there?
No, she did not.
Okay, that's when they
No,
had the
Auntie
hookup.
Barbara did not work
Because
there.
I think we need to get into her paperwork and see what
I
she's
will
doing.
be more than happy to bring my transcripts and let you all see how I was in honors English and a lot of other honors classes. The only class I wasn't in honors is math, because I hate math.
She said math.
I said math with a T. Hey, Nikita McCall.
In the
Nikita
art
McCall.
of Photoshop, she gonna bring me some paperwork up here.
He just
Not
hated
the
it.
Photoshop.
He just hate because he went to Lindblom. He just has no respect for the green and white.
I've never said anything about that. I just know that you were.
Let me see that.
I just know that you see what
That right there.
this. Oh, I just know that you were the only white girl up there in Morgan Park passing as black. And you want all of us to
He
believe
is really in there
that
today.
she were.
Can y'all put
Yeah,
my coat
that's
back
her.
in
That's
the
her.
hole?
That's her. She. Okay. There you go.
There you go.
See how I get it back up in
Hey,
there?
You got it back in the
Don't know
hole.
what you doing? So,
I did not pass for white at Morgan Park. That is untrue. I am an African American woman all day, every day. Just because I'm a little yellow.
See.
Just because I'm a little.
She act like everybody in the black and white TV but hers. She talking about she a little yellow.
I am.
You ain't been a little yellow. Well, you are short, but you ain't been a little yellow nothing forever in a long time.
The insults. I said we get rid
How's
of
that an
Dion.
insult?
We get rid of Dion for a week and then he started.
Dion is at the Bunny Ranch because
Dion
it
at
showed
the Bunny Ranch.
Dion is at the Bunny Ranch. But he ain't gonna be here. He going out of town. Dion been out of town every week since he been back. Since his arm been back together.
Hey Nate.
The Bunny Ranch.
Not the Bunny Ranch. Something wrong with you. I thought they closed that down after Lamar Odom.
Ain't nobody closing prostitution down. Legal
Well,
prostitution.
today is Nasty Thursday, so he had to pick a week.
Ain't nobody closing legal
He picked
prostitution
the
down.
Bunny Ranch. We should have came in our bunny costumes.
That wouldn't have been a big gerbil. That wouldn't have been no. That would have been two gerbils.
Did he say a gerbil?
Been no bunny.
I think a cute bunny. I don't know what you talking about. Just such a hater. Such a hater.
But Taylor.
Hey, Sister Lawana Laws. So we off of the college scandal. So let's go into the great mayoral race. Lori Lightfoot, Dr. Willie Wilson backed Lori Lightfoot as of Friday. So
he's endorsing that.
he endorsed her. He endorsed Stephanie Coleman for alderman.
Yay! Shout out to my sister Stephanie Coleman.
Yeah, so he's doing a lot of endorsing and working closely with Lori Lightfoot, to get Winkle out of office, so City of Chicago loves Perwinkle.
Here's where
Twinklewinkle.
Twinkle,
whatever her name is.
Here's where a lot of things have gone wrong. That why would Tony give up the third seat instead of already seeing that it really may not go her way and stay in the third seat as president of the board of Chicago? Lori be the mayor. You have the top two sisters in the city in the top three seats, because if all of a sudden Tony wins, Daley's going to get Tony's seat. They've already placed that the Democrats going to back that.
No.
You keep saying no,
No.
but all right. You said no on a lot of things. I'm trying to give you something because I've already had some insight on that. This ain't just my thoughts.
Brother-in-law Otis Salisbury and
they've already dealt with that.
Look, Tasha. Oh yeah, Malachi.
Hey, Malachi.
But
trying to take my jars.
Look at. I was speaking on this the other day.
Hey Malachi, did you break one of
when
those
you're
jars?
talking about
glass in my car.
When you're talking about the demographics of Chicago and voting power. Okay, they happen to show the color chart. They showed little areas of Bridgeport, downtown, et cetera, north side, little different pocket colors of who won what.
Right.
All of that south side.
David Morrison.
All of that south side was green. I'm trying to give you something. Because you around, Willie. Because you around and you in this ear. I'm trying to give you something because I want you to hear something.
Talking to me. It's
because
all forceful and stuff.
Okay. Now, Willie had a whole lot of the west side and a lot of the south side.
But they really
this was almost like the Al Gore issue where the popular vote didn't move the electoral college when Al Gore basically won from the people, but he didn't win the votes. There's a lot of land mass that we occupy, and we occupy it for a reason, because it has no value in voting. It's minimal. Willie had way more votes than a whole lot of them, but the votes that had purpose, he didn't get. Because as far as land area, Lori had a lot of the north side.
Are you in the office tomorrow, Norma?
I could about sit the north side in Hyde Park and Kenwood.
Who had the north side?
Lori.
Well, what's up north?
Lori had a lot of. What you mean? What's up north? Who you think up north?
I know who's up north. Do you know who's up north?
I know who's up north.
That's why she had the north side.
But the thing is, when you're looking at the numbers, see, men and women lie. Numbers don't.
I do not need a snicker.
It's when we're talking about backing and endorsing, okay, it's a different story. All three of us run for something. You win. She has the runoff, but I have a lot of votes. So now it comes to, well, whoever I get behind, like the people are going to say, okay, well, if he say get behind them, then we'll go with that. Well, if we wanted to get with her, we would have voted for her in the first place.
Right.
See, so we had to be careful with that.
You're right about that. Al Gore won, but was cheated out of it by Bush down in Florida. I had to go down there for the recount. I was down there for 6 months. There were dead people voting in Florida. We were pulling death certificates and everything. There were dead people voting in that Florida election. Yes, I remember that greatly.
So
it took 6 months of my life.
It's when you like all of these little small pocket states have far less people and far more voting power than a lot of these larger states. It's really only California and Texas that really have a lot of the mass numbers, but you have Florida with their numbers, but the Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, these little pocket blue, as they call them, these bluegrass states, but the bluegrass states are the Kentucky, the Tennessees. I'm talking as they call them, the corn states. With like Nebraska and all that. It's nobody there, but people don't pay attention to that. They don't pay attention to that. On paper, Willie had far more people to vote for him.
There were dead people still voting in Florida. Absolutely.
So it's not. The voting is really, it is what it is. But where's the effectiveness in it? You can tell me a lot of things and then get in witness protection when it comes down to handling something happen. Lori wants to open up a lot of these schools to do a lot of police training places at. People looking at her like she's crazy. Well, you got cops out here that don't have any training. I've said this before.
They already playing basketball.
I was just about to say that.
Playing basketball in the closed down school.
Do you understand that it takes me 11 months?
It is the swing states that make the difference. So
it takes me 11 months to get a cosmetology degree. but it takes less time to become a cop. I wonder how many people even pay attention to that.
Wow, that's true.
It takes less time to become a cop, but it takes me more time to become a licensed hair designer. Even in North Carolina, I remember.
Otis, he talking about your state.
Because I was down there 10 years.
In prison?
In prison.
No, stop playing.
In 1996.
Oh, we can't do the prison joke, Chris, I forgot.
They said that basic education, but not equal education, was a right in North Carolina. It's in the Charlotte Observer. It was in the Charlotte Observer in 1996, because I still got a copy of it. That basic education was a right, not equal education. So all I need to do is teach you your ABCs. I don't have to teach you like history. They just have to give you basic education. And that's where a lot of people suffer at because they don't study.
Well, Otis says there will be no effect as long as there is an electoral college.
Yep, and they ain't gonna change that.
They're never gonna change that.
For 40 some odd years, what have we always been talking about? Healthcare and education. Mm-hmm. But you always want to stay up in Mr. Charlie's pocket, and he ain't doing nothing for you. So, what's the difference? I care nothing about it being some historical feat that we getting ready to put a black female. Now what they running with? We're gonna elect the first LGBTQ mayor in there. See, yes. It no longer is her being a first black woman. Now you want to give up what she likes.
Right.
Correct.
Like that's some type of not necessarily a status, but like are you straight, bi, or are you queer, are you lesbian, are you whatever. So I'm either one or the other. I have to check a box. Mm-hmm. What happened to that ain't none of your daggone business.
That's true.
Well, Otis says it took him 26 years to be a super soldier. Malachi says the electoral college is what keeps the votes even. Otis says electoral votes can be bought. Malachi said without it, the white vote will dominate every election. And apparently so can the popular vote.
Well, here's the thing. You get put in office based upon who wants you in there. Chicago ain't never been a black city, ever. I don't care nothing about who founded it, none of that. Chicago ain't never been a black city. New York has never been a black city. If it was, why are you still fighting to get on the police department? Why are you fighting to get on the fire department?
Hey,
that's always been an Irish, Polish area. We talk about communities, and I'm not even just speaking in Chicago. We're talking about communities. What are communities? That's where we populate. We don't have communities. We have places that we reside. Mm-hmm. We have areas that we stay. We don't have communities. You don't go to the black nail shop. You don't go to the black gas station. You don't go to the black none of that.
I go to the black nail shop. No, hey, Char, by Char, check her out.
You go to a black nail tech. You don't go to a black nail shop.
Her shop is in her home, and that's her shop.
This is why, because they want to play the games. So
hey, Bill.
We don't have communities because we don't have the ability to trust or to feel like what we have is the equal to everyone else's. And these are topics been talked about 60 years. Yeah. You don't want a black tailor. You want a Mexican or European to tailor your clothes.
Hey.
They're cheaper.
$5 versus $20.
Right, they're cheaper.
I didn't say okay.
Thank you, Courtney.
$5 versus $20. All right, then start buying your drawers at Family Dollar.
Yeah, that doesn't happen. I like Victoria's Secrets.
So there's the thing. So we pick and choose what we
actually closing too.
Selectively want to deal
Victoria's Secret. I know, girl, I'm about to rack up on some Victoria's Secrets. Yes.
30 stores.
You got to go to Lane Bryant and get your Victoria's.
I don't need to. Oh. Did you just do that to me?
I'm just saying. I've seen what be on the table. Everything.
What be on the table?
On the table, the 5 for 20. Do your circulation be getting cut off when you put on some of that stuff be on the table?
On what table?
It's Thirsty Thursday.
Really did. Otis said this is the first time a president won the election and didn't get the popular or electoral votes. And no, what table? I don't get my panties off the tables. I go in the little drawer and
George
pull mine
Bush.
out if you must know.
Listen,
He's
Hillary
looking,
did
"Hey,
not have all.
Angela."
Hillary did not outpoint that man on electoral college votes.
Courtney, don't laugh at him.
She outpointed him
Don't laugh at
on
him.
popular vote, the same way Al Gore outpointed
Courtney,
on
don't
popular
laugh
vote.
at him.
But Al Gore did not get the electoral college votes. A whole lot of us over 40.
That's true. Malachi Bush
meet-
did win the
meet the-
electoral, not the
meet-
popular.
Yeah, we meet the required age of being president. But if we don't have the 270 electoral college votes, you just running.
Right, running.
It's like we had how many people running for
I can't believe
alderman?
you, Courtney. We breaking up.
We had a lot of people running for alderman. You had a lot of people running for
How's your
mayor.
wife and kids doing?
So let's think about this. Tell me how everyone is so concerned. The Hispanic vote, Ed Burke got back in office under indictment.
Hey, Kim Miller.
He murdered whoever he ran against
Yeah.
and got back in
He
office
literally won
because
like, the other
they have
person didn't
they
exist.
have a split area over there with European and Hispanic. And
You see Kim?
he make promises over there and they do what they do. And, you know, anybody else I would love to see who over there documented over there with Ed Burke area.
I would
Because,
love to see that
you
one
know,
too.
I've seen a plenty of car wrecks and they want to get out and start wanting to pay you off because the license is bad, the plates are bad, everything,
Yeah.
you know.
The papers of green
Yeah.
bag is bad.
Yeah.
Well, Otis says, until we police our own difference will be made. We treat each other like crabs in a barrel. Instead of uplifting each other, we bring one another down.
Yeah, it's true, but that's all. It's just this, and that's the world's smallest violin.
It's okay, Kim. I knew what you meant.
We've been doing that. That's been out for decades,
Yes,
hundreds
money
of
talks.
years,
Money talks.
hundreds of years. See, we forget the fact that before when they started getting these parties. See, for those of you who never saw the movie Claudine, see, that's when the switch came around about taking the black man out of the home and we'll give you all of these perks.
Mhm.
Don't have no man up in the house and we'll give you these benefits. Because
Government
welfare came
Welfare.
about for Europeans, as they call it, the poor white trash. And then we got a part of it, started pimping that out, getting a hookup for that. And now they want to change that around and do whatever they're doing. So they said, listen, if you become
Courtney, he lost the race.
If-
Can't be Willie Wilson for mayor. He lost. He got to
if
try in 4 years.
if you become Democrats and get behind us, we'll do some things for you. See, that's always been a lot of our problems.
Malachi,
We always
hate
want to
you.
go with whoever has the two in the bush, not the
Mhm.
bird in the hand. We get promises and things change.
Yeah.
Have you paid attention that the Illinois treasurer has changed like almost every election?
Why can't I move up and down?
Almost every election, the Illinois treasurer has changed. You know, you have so many problems with Dorothy Brown becoming mayor, but she okay being Cook County clerk. You know, some people you just don't want them to move, but you okay here because some people they're not finna bend and bite that bullet like that. So that's why you know some people don't want you. There's a glass ceiling. They don't want you to go any further. So
Otis said it's called warfare. I can't see what else he put. For some reason, I can't go up nor down.
it's cricket.
No, this is
Let's just say cricket.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it's warfare. It's all warfare. But my problem
Now
is,
says Dorothy Brown is a house Negro.
well, okay, but if that's how you feel, okay. Okay, that's his narrative. I know her personally. I don't feel that she not that way. Her husband not that way. We could say that about a lot of things, a lot of people. If it's something you need, listen. There's a difference
I
between.
do not have a Primeco phone.
There's a difference
What's a
between.
Primeco phone? I've never heard of Primeco.
That's old school. Primeco is damn near one of the first ones, the brick phone, when On TV was out. You have to figure out. See, in this day and age, it goes back to what Steve Harvey and Monique were talking about. Integrity over playing the game. See, if you want to be in the money game, then you have to compromise your principles of friendship. And that's not what I'm going to do. See, I would rather still have my dignity intact.
He came up 2 months ago.
Than to be
He's
doing
supposed to be coming back.
all kinds of, I'm out here stepping and fetching and bubba gumping, who is it? Look at every time we get in office, something comes up. We only investigate white folk who damn near in the grave. You ever paid attention to that? What white man in Chicago has ever been caught up who wasn't getting ready to go to the grave outside of Blago? Everybody else has almost been in the grave. Governor Ryan, all of these little prime areas. It was no secret that all of these 20th Ward aldermen got caught up over time because a lot of this vision in Chicago was Harold's vision that Daley capitalized on. We've never lost an Olympic bid in America, ever, when we were nominated. But they didn't want to knock Daley off until Maggie died. Once Maggie passed, now he got to go.
Hey, Kay.
But then they changed things around. All of that Washington Park every day, where we going to put them? Where we going to put them? So that all of that moving people around, it's out there in every place.
Are we still putting Obama's library here?
Yeah, it's on hold right now. They got some type of situation going on. It's supposed to be there. The library, the groundwork is there, but it's you see ain't a crane been over there cranked up in months. But it's some type of suit that's going on. There's something going on over there. But it was no secret that $40 million went to Hyde Park High School because who's over the school board now? A Hyde Park alum.
Cool.
Sister Jackson, a female named Jackson.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at the forest and the trees because that's how high up I'm looking. I'm not just standing there looking up like, oh man, this is beautiful. Yeah, but you got to look deep what's up in there, because some people, you're around certain situations, you can see certain situations.
Hey, Sister Jordan Tyrone.
It's going to be another smoke screen, same way it was with Obama. I couldn't find 10 people to tell me what area he even had.
They trying to get the kickbacks in line, says Courtney.
Yeah, everything. That's why. See, if you get the machine out of there. When you have, look at it like this. You have a gay black woman and I just found out, newfound, AKA Tony Preckwinkle, because I ain't never know she was an AKA.
She was not.
I didn't know she was AKA. Yeah. So whether she just got in or she been in and just wearing the pin, But
I think she's an honorary.
It's possible, but whatever it is,
be
whatever it is, if she, whatever it is. So,
probably
when you have one of the two, you have a wolf and a fox, and I talk about this a lot. You got a wolf and a fox at the hen house. Which one are you gonna shoot?
You gonna shoot
which one would you shoot first?
The fox, because he's gonna eat up all the chickens.
Well, why would you shoot the fox first? Both of them are going to eat up the chickens.
Well, the wolf is going to kill the fox anyway.
This is Morgan Park education.
Because the wolf is more vicious.
You already know what the wolf is going to do, because the wolf will try you in your face. The fox is sneaky.
Like you.
You kill the fox first because you already know how to deal with the wolf. You don't know when the fox is coming. You kill the fox. So who's the fox in this?
You didn't say that the wolf was on his way or nothing like that.
You just said, which one would you kill?
I said, you have a wolf and a fox. Which one would you kill first? You got a hen house.
I said the fox.
And I asked you why, and you gave me something about he's going to kill the fox, kill the hens.
He's going to eat the chickens.
Okay.
And kill the babies.
This is what happens. This is what happens. America, when you hear these answers, this is what happens when you.
Why you can't focus on the conversation, Courtney?
And you've never really been anywhere. Your cheese has always been in plastic. So
Barbara Winkle has a prostate. That's what I said. She's probably a Kappa.
So
yeah, she has a prostate.
A prosthetic. because a prostate is something that
That's
men
what
have.
Malachi said, a prostate, that she has a prostate. In other words, he's alluding to the fact that she is a man.
Did she say allude?
Yes.
Oh, bless her heart.
Can't take him today. Everybody knows she's half man, half woman.
Well, whatever
There's
she
a couple
is,
of them running around here like
whatever
that.
she is, she got something you want. Which
Yeah,
is
no.
yes, she does.
No, the hell she don't.
She got juice. She got juice.
Where earlier?
She got something you want.
I'm going to put $2 in the curtain jar. No, hell is not a bad word. Hell is not a bad word. Get your life right. You either going to hell or you going to heaven. Get your life right.
Okay.
I think my phone has a delay.
Where we at? 'Cause I got clients to take care of shortly.
The Matrix. Oh, my phone is cool, y'all. It's like it has a delay reaction.
There's something in the water.
Well,
I like to have fun. Let's see. My phone is like delay.
I'm tapped out.
You're
America.
tapped out, America.
I'm tapping out.
You're tapping out. So, nevertheless, my phone is not from Walmart. This is an iPhone. Don't play with my phone. I get
Walmart
real
and
personal
Cricket.
with my phone. Real personal with my phone. This is an iPhone. Hey, Sister Franklin. So we know that Trump is going to be in office. He's going to get impeached and still be in office because the American people are still going to vote for this man, no matter what. That's all the brightness messing with the resolution. I'm not that bright. Y'all stop acting like I'm white.
Even if Trump gets impeached.
Missing what eye?
Firstly,
I can't stand you.
who cares?
Brother-in-law, for real?
If he gets impeached,
It's still going to take him 3 years to get him out of
but
office.
regardless of that,
I don't have a boost mode.
who's behind him? That's what people need to be paying attention to.
I had an idiot
Who's
friend named
next?
Malachi.
You know, that's what people don't pay attention to. Everyone's missing
Who's
that.
next is the Ku Klux Klan
So-
Supreme Grand Dragon Mike Pence.
So if
That's who's
if you're not
next.
so if you're not prepared for what's going on, see, I've never cared who's in office. It's never bothered me.
Mike Pence probably
I
like,
was-
she gonna be
I was
one of
happy.
my house slaves.
I was happy to
You gonna
see
be
it
the house
happen
nigga.
with Obama getting in office. Saw black men get in office, yada yada yada. We all cried, all happy, and nothing changed.
I was like,
Ain't nothing changed in your condition. Gas still high.
Sister
Yes,
Cheryl.
it is.
You still got you
279.
still got people in Guantanamo Bay. You just locking people up because they look like somebody else, but yet you had plain evidence. You had two credible white folks said he was Middle Eastern. You went to the airport and locked up everybody you saw when Oklahoma City went up. And who was it? A redhead, freckle-faced white boy.
Yep.
Who went to the Ace Hardware and bought up all of that fertilizer that made a bomb. This bomb making stuff all over the place.
But
I can't go to Walmart and buy 3 bottles of damn NyQuil without getting my license taken. You
But
didn't know that, did you?
it's so
You can't buy more than
ironic,
2 or 3
though.
bottles of NyQuil at Walmart before you got to give up your driver's license.
Right, that's crazy.
Or anything like Norco, you got to give up your driver's license just trying to get your prescription filled, with Norco or what's that other very addictive painkiller? Morphine.
That's behind the counter stuff. I'm talking about.
No, morphine is not behind the counter.
I thought it was.
Morphine? When I went to go and pick up Tony's prescription, I had to go to the pharmacist to get that.
You ain't never bought morphine standing
gave
by on the
Tony
counter.
the
Listen what.
Peel morphines in the pharmacist.
But
That's what they gave
What
him.
I said was
Hey, Kendra.
morphine is not in front of the counter on the shelf.
No, that's what I said. I had to go to the pharmacist to get it.
And what I said was, those are okay. Let me break it down in educational terms. Those are called controlled drugs.
Controlled substances is
No,
what they're really called.
no,
They say
controlled-
controlled substance. They don't
They're
use controlled drugs.
that are class 5, just
Ooh, we
like
got a
Ritalin, et
class
cetera, et cetera. And these are what you get from over behind the counter.
Mm-hmm.
Behind the counters with the pharmacist. But what? That's why. Right, Tina. Huh? Right. Right.
She's saying right for you, not for me. You having a blind moment?
No, I'm just listening to you. Just,
why are you quiet? You don't never get quiet.
It's one of them days.
Just one of those days.
yeah, she did say that, Dave.
Tell
Yeah,
Dave.
she did say
Nobody
that.
asked Dave nothing. What are you talking about?
Yeah, she did say that, Dave.
I said what? I didn't say street pharmacist. I said pharmacist behind the pharmacy.
I never said that either, but
Who was prior military? Chris? No, he wasn't. You been in the service?
I live in Chicago. I am in the service.
I know he was gonna say something crazy
because
like
morphine, he had surgery. He needed morphine for his
You got some more?
recovery. I don't know. I don't even think he took it.
that. I'll be there to get him.
I don't even think he took it. So he doesn't like taking medicine. Neither do I. Should I have medicine though? I don't need medicine.
What time is it?
7:45. You got 15 more minutes.
Yeah, 15 minutes with all this.
It's something in the water.
Hi, people on Tasha's phone. Merry Christmas. Okay. So, Sister Toyin said, what is Lightfoot stance on veteran community in Chicago? Since Wilson is supporting her, what is... Man, my phone. Come on, phone. What's wrong?
Now you want to pop the phone? What? Popping the phone, what is it going to
She
do?
wants,
I can't
what are
see.
her intentions with the veteran community?
I don't know what her intentions are, but what I do know is that I'm sick of tired of when I'm driving and I'm seeing veterans with signs.
What are the signs for?
Homeless, need help, need food, need medication. That's bad when people have put their life on the line to fight for this country and they got to be on the side of expressways holding signs talking about homeless vet.
Well, yeah, that's been going on since
But I'm just saying
late 60s.
And I understand that. I understand that. Vietnam, whatever. But when is it going to take a stance to, I don't feel like any veteran should have to wait months to get a doctor's appointment.
Okay.
Or 7 to 8 months just to get a appointment for some glasses.
And
I think it's out of control that our veterans have to suffer and not be treated. To me, they're not even being treated like they're human beings after they done fought for this country.
Okay. And so because the veterans don't really have a voice behind a lot of that to get that
No, my
spoken
feet are
on,
not swinging from the chair.
who is speaking up for the veterans?
Courtney, why are you laughing?
Who's speaking up for the veterans?
We don't have anybody speaking up for the veterans, and that's my problem.
Well, there's people out there that speak up for the veterans, but what the initiative was being asked about, the thing that you're speaking on didn't just happen last month. This has always been there.
It's
Rom
always been there.
Rom had issues for that. Everybody who's in office has some type of, it's not a focus, and that's the problem. Nobody's focusing on it. Has anybody paid attention to the newfound city, tent city?
Yes.
See, that didn't just start.
No.
But as long as they're not bothering anyone, no one's going to move them because it's easy to place them there on the edge of Roosevelt and Canal down there and give them that little plot of land and let them sleep there so they don't go down there bothering everyone else. But they don't talk about over there behind Costco on 15th, close to Western, where they got all them Hispanics laying under that bridge with the rats and all that other stuff.
Oh,
It's right outside of Ashland. It's a few blocks west of Ashland, directly across the street from the lot in the Audi home and going underneath the viaducts.
I don't know where that's
It's
at.
it's Costco, 12th and Roosevelt, going in Ashland. Well, 12th is Roosevelt, but Ashland going all the way down. And then halfway down, just look to the left behind the Jewel and all of that. You'll see a whole lot of open space. And then you'll see two viaducts on both sides. It's a whole Hispanic community living under there, underneath the viaduct.
So Sister Toyin says we do have advocacy, and Periwinkle met with the community before her stance with Lightfoot. Periwinkle was meeting with everybody, trying to make everybody think that she was going to do this and she's going to do that. She's not a woman of her word. She has been caught in multiple lies through the media, through television media, through newspaper media. She has been caught in lies. So for her to say, "Hey, I got you, veterans," I wouldn't believe it.
Well, I mean,
won't believe it till I see it.
I personally have not seen too much of anyone who's ever been elected.
The VFW American League speak on for the veterans.
I've never seen too many people who have been elected who do all the baby kissing. See, like when Oberweis was on 79th and Cottage passing out money. And no, he wasn't passing out money. Oberweis was giving out handshakes, and a guy was on the bus and he said, "Man, you know who that is?" I said, "Who?" He said, "Man, that was Oberweis. He could get everybody on this bus $100 and wouldn't miss it." I said, "Really?" I knew who the guy was. But he was enamored with somebody who could give away some money. Not what he can do for him. He wanted $100. So this is the mindset.
Hey,
See,
Alvin.
people know. It's like in prison. They know where every white man is: Black, Latino, Asian, gay, violent. They know where the snitches are. All that stuff is on a board. They know where everyone is that they have. They know where all the lawyers are. They know where all the security threat. They know where everyone is in the office when you go in there, because they know who's on the compound. Chicago knows who the so-called activists are, who's a problem, who's an issue here. Do you notice that nobody even paid attention to Jamal Green? Nobody. They gave him no platform. He got his platform when the camera was on over there talking to the lawyer about the McDonald's shooting. So he'd stand over there by the 90 sign and do all this hollering and screaming because he knew the camera was focused on him. Because I'm standing there and I'm looking at him. He's doing all this hollering. Yeah, Ron got to go. Ron, getting everybody chanted up. That's what happens with reckless animals. When they sit in the cages and they all rowdy, they get them put down. I know how to handle a wild animal. You don't know how to handle an animal that has its composure but still has discipline. That's why the lion is the king of the beasts, because he's the only animal that knows how to control his emotions. Don't nobody bother lions, but lions don't bother a whole lot of people either. Lions don't bother hippos. Lions don't play with hippos. They don't play with elephants. But if one get caught out of bounds, they got something for them. Dinner. So exactly. So there are issues that have to be addressed. And as long as people keep taking the banana in the tailpipe, they'll keep on putting different people in office. And
banana in a tailpipe.
And it is going to always, and it's going to always stay the way that it is. The condition is going to stay the same way. It's going to take, why isn't anyone speaking about the tolls? You let Daley sell the tolls. No one's speaking about that.
I hate them doggone tolls.
Nobody's protesting. Nobody's protesting.
I protest. I go through them and don't pay.
Nobody's protesting the newfound
license plates off.
the newfound ticket boxes.
Just take them out before you went on your way.
No one's protesting the newfound ticket boxes that are really they're really boot finders. You pay city taxes, but you have to pay to go to the city park.
Yeah.
No one talks about that. You're more concerned about things that have zero value for yourselves.
And I think we pay when the suburbs pay when they go to the museums and stuff too, because you don't live in Chicago. It's a different fee.
You have to pay. You can only walk an hour when you go to the park, an hour away from your vehicle and an hour back, because now your meter's expired.
Sister O said about the veterans.
I know what she said. I get the text. She's talking to you. I know what she said.
I don't know what to say about the veterans. I just feel like the veterans need to be taken care of. I don't know what Lightwinkle stance is on them. I don't know what Lightfoot stance is on them. I don't think I've heard Lori Lightfoot say anything in regards to the veterans. And I do know that under the Rahm regime that he did have a director over Veterans Affairs. But who said that person is gone?
Well,
we don't know if he's gone, right?
Yeah, there is a new Veterans Affairs guy.
Oh, is it? I
didn't know. The new governor pulled the banana out the tailpipe. He pulled a fast one. See, everybody's doing all of this. We got you with the wink and the gun garbage. And they're lying. Every city goes through this.
Yes.
Every city goes through this. You know why there really isn't any real major issue for the veterans? While the veterans can have their emotional pleas about that? Because the veterans in Chicago,
Everybody tell Darren happy birthday.
Are not a massive voting populace.
Mm-hmm.
See, the gay world is amassing voting populace. So we're going to make them happy. Whatever you need. Because if you cater to people, they tend to do for you. And that's what happens a lot of times. It's the palm greasing. But just like Otis said, like we've been saying forever, Elijah Muhammad said it
Who moved to California,
decades ago.
Sister Toya?
You have to start doing for self.
You have to start
doing for
self. If you don't do for self, you're going to be out here begging and wondering why you can't get any help. So
I personally feel like I want to leave the state of Illinois because it's getting ridiculously more expensive as far as the Black neighborhoods and stuff. Our taxes are
go stay with the white folks where it's cheaper. Ain't nobody gonna bother you.
Taxes keep rising higher and higher. You know, I live in the south suburbs, and it's just when I look at my tax bill, I'm like, Jesus, you know, oh, well, you know, you got 2 lots. Okay, and well, we prorated the second one. Look, it's still a lot. 16,000 in taxes is just no joke.
I think Harvey taxes are even high.
Harvey taxes is at 24.
They don't even have no city.
And then you go over to down the street from me, where cousin Gina lives. Her taxes are 27. Just to cross over Flossmoor Road. You're just going to cross over, and their taxes.
Well, you got to pay for those schools, and you got to pay for everything else out there. You want to live out there with Becky and Matt, then you're going to have to pay what they pay.
Because Becky got the good hair.
That's all. It's just that simple. It's just that simple.
Sister O said the position in the Chicago Department of Veterans Affairs is appointed by the mayor, and it's vacant. So there is nobody in that position.
No, I was speaking about the one the mess that
Tasha
Pritzker did.
You and me must never part. Tasha, at the beginning of the show, I offered prayers and condolences to you on the loss of your mom. I am praying for you, as we all here at Intellectual Radio. We're praying for you on your loss. I love you. Hey, Marissa. Okay, Chris, go ahead.
I've been done. I've been done 40 minutes. What's the time?
It's 8:00. Wrap it up.
Deuces.
So, you guys, we're gonna wrap up today. Chris getting mad because I keep cutting him off because I have to say hi to people, you know. And I have to offer prayers and condolences, and I have to say happy birthday. And Ed, the south suburbs are not necessarily dead. It's just that we're getting a lot of things happening out south that just did not happen before, because a lot of people are, you know, being moved from the low end into the suburbs, and they think they're getting a great deal when these people offer them Section 8 housing and stuff out there, but then they don't know that they cut the bus routes and stuff for them not to be able to get back and forth. So. Tam, you left in 92. Best decision you made. Well, you know, I did leave to go to college, but I came back in the mid 90s. Otis says he lived on half an acre, so imagine how much I pay in taxes. You don't pay as much as we pay up here, not in North Carolina. There's no way. IDVA has been filled. Ed, you're going back to Chicago. Ed, you're already in Chicago. What are you talking about? Are you in the south suburb? You might be in the south suburbs. So yeah, I mean, I guess it all depends where you live, but North Carolina definitely don't have the taxes that Illinois has, right, Chris? It's just no way.
I can live like a god in North Carolina for $800 a month.
Right,
800.
Right. You can live like a god down there. You got a 10-bedroom mansion down there, 5-6 car garage. You know, try.
Food is a little higher, but I can live. I can live real well in North Carolina for $800 a month.
Yeah. So. I'm going to go visit North Carolina and South Carolina. I'm going to go, and I want to go back.
Nobody going to bother you.
So, I mean, what's with that?
I'm just telling you, ain't nobody going to bother you.
Hey, Leslie. Why wouldn't nobody bother me, Chris?
Because you can pass.
I cannot pass for white.
Shh, I didn't say you can pass for white. They know it's an abundance in there. That's why they're not going to bother you.
Nevertheless. We are going to wrap up, and that's Intellectual Radio on Intellectual Radio on Intellectual Radio. This is Candid Talk Radio on IntellectualRadio.com. And we will see you guys next week if the Lord is willing to let us be here. So Candid Talk Radio on IntellectualRadio.com. Peace.
Deuces.
Have a great weekend, everyone. Love you guys. My phone was freezing all my comments. I don't know what I did to it. Probably Earl and his cheap internet.
We're still live.
No, I'm not. I ended mine.
We're still live on the radio.
Hello. It gotta be. Look, I don't have no bars. I'm gonna get Earl some. We're gonna get him some free internet. I'm gonna talk to my people at Comcast.
Shoot, can I get some free internet?
You want free internet? You gotta do is plug in the neighbor.
Oh, Lord. Plug in the neighbor.
Go
Plug
to the
into the
neighbor.
neighbor.
Go to the neighbor.
Plug into that neighbor. Get that good internet. Plug into that neighbor. Bill sky high. They don't know what's going on. I got a Sonos. I got a Sonos speaker. Well, that Sonos is like in a concert.
Tasha, you gotta respond. Wait, you ain't waiting on me? No, Earl, show over. He probably thought we were going like we did last week. I got a conference call in. What? 3 minutes, 12 minutes? Yeah, so I was WW about coming on with so we'll see. He was going to talk to them today about it. So, you know. Hey, Wanda. Yeah, we didn't go over today. We were
I'll be there by 9, so I'm just